What up? This is High Definition Podcast. This is your boy Maurice.
And it's your boy Torez.
And we are back for another freaking episode, bro.
Back, man. It's been a while.
Been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute. Hot minute.
About what, 3 weeks?
See, yeah, 3 weeks. So we did the episode with Mr. Spurgeon. And then we did a Just Kicking It episode after that. Right?
No.
No.
The week after that is my anniversary. I was gone.
Yeah. So so we did Spurgeon. That was it.
Yeah, then Memorial. Then so my anniversary, then Memorial Day. Yeah, you know I gotta hit.
Of course.
Gotta go ahead and hit the gummies real quick.
But yeah. So yeah. It's been about 3 weeks. This was Spurgeon. It's been 3 weeks?
It's pushing it.
Huh.
Go ahead and put up a good old calculator.
Right, what was the calendar?
I mean, calendar.
On the calendar, yeah.
Let me edit that out.
We did Spurgeon.
Yeah, this will be the third week right here.
Yeah.
So my anniversary week, Memorial week, which was last week.
Yep.
So we're in our third week.
We're in our third week, yeah. So we've been away for 2 weeks. So
how you been, bro?
I'm good, man. Just we in countdown mode. So
yeah,
time for the baby. It's literally we are
in the final month.
1, 2, 3, 4. We are 5 weeks away.
So almost in the 9th month.
Right. So it's literally tomorrow. 5 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah.
What's the atmosphere been like just in preparation for it?
It's been chill. Like Carter's ready.
You ready to be a big brother?
He ready to be. I gotta watch him though, cause
I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's just I see him interact with his cousin Dallas. He's all boy. Let's put it that way. He's all boy. So
of course
he's tender, but he's rough. And so looking at him, like he wants to he'll like grab Dallas's head and like want to pat it and everything. I'm like, you gotta be gentle. But he's ready. Wife is ready. She definitely ready. I'm just ready for that time off.
You ain't got long, bro.
I ain't got long, man. But I'm ready. I mean, of course, the time off, but I'm ready for him to get here as well. Cause yeah, wow, like yeah, man, just
about to have 2 of them, bro.
2 crumb snatches, man. It's a roller coaster. It's an adventure. Yeah, it's an adventure, man. I can say I've been doing this parent thing for almost 3 years now, and it gets easier as it gets older, but it also is a level of difficulty that always changes. Because like today, we were telling them like, don't move your fingers out the way of the door when you're shutting the slide door. He ain't listen.
Oh yeah,
slam that. Well, he didn't slam it.
That's the best way to learn.
Closed it. He closed his finger in there. He pulled it. It caught it. It pinched it, and he pulled it out, and he started crying. And I was like, dude, you got to listen. Like, you're not the average 2-year-old. You're very smart for your age. You're high functioning.
Yep.
I mean, me and this kid are literally. I put him in the shower with me, and we come out the whole time we're in the shower. He's talking to me, and then we come out to go in the living room. Candace is like, what could y'all have been possibly talking about the whole entire time y'all were in the shower? I'm like, he's just asking questions.
Yep.
And I'm just sitting there answering.
Carter is very, very intelligent.
He's very, man.
Very intelligent. He reminded me of my godson, Trey.
Yeah.
Trey was sitting there having a full-blown conversation with you.
It's wild because we're out in public and how we're interacting. People are literally looking at us like, how old is he? And then like, I'm like, he's 2. And then they have like a 2-year-old that doesn't do any of this stuff. And they're like, he's 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 2. And they're like, wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he's amazing. Like, but the thing is, we've never baby talked him. Like, we don't do that gaga goo stuff. No, this is a little human being.
Yep.
Talk to him. That's how they learn how to formulate words and sentences, stuff like that. And it's just, I tell people that all the time. I don't do that. Like when people will try that, I'm like, don't do that. Like, don't do it. Like, no offense, but we talk to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, talk to him.
Yep.
Like, no, don't be sitting there do that.
When that time comes, I will definitely be taking notes.
Talk. Yes, trust me. Hey, look, I'm a plethora of useless information. Plus, but I think the biggest thing with it, with pregnancy, is the postpartum part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just being transparent, like, it's difficult because, like we've said before, men are fixers.
Mm-hmm.
We try to fix stuff, and like when it comes to postpartum, there is nothing that you can really do but just comfort.
Yeah.
Like, they hate their body. Women hate their bodies. They don't feel like themselves. Emotions are always up and down, and it's literally, you know, just consoling them because it comforted them, because like there's nothing that you can say. I mean, you could say it. I mean, and I just tell them, you beautiful, this and this and that. They have to. They eventually accept that and figure it out for themselves. But it's just, you know, just be there.
Yeah.
And like just console and comfort. Like they have to, you know, you pray. You're in that pit with them, but they go through it, have those string of emotions and everything, and then just be like, all right, yeah. That's literally how I assess it, because I was like, man, what you need me to do? Like, don't do that. Don't. And you watch, one thing you gotta watch too. They're all over the place. They because there's a part where they feel useless. It's like they want to do everything, and as the helpmate, as the word says, helpmate, is you are to help your mate when they're feeling useless. You know, because I tell my wife all the time, like, look, like I'll say, hey, I'm gonna wash the dishes today, babe. All right, and she'll go in there and start rumbling around. I'll be like, I said, I'm gonna do it. Chill, I got it. So I was just click. No, I got it. Go sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Get off your feet. You know what I'm saying?
Chill out.
You know, man. Just, you know, yeah. But my wife, she likes gifts, so
that's a love language.
That's her love language. So
that's the number one, or
that's her love language. That's her love. I'm a quality time guy. Mm-hmm. So like I ain't really got to say nothing. Just being there with you, I'm good. You know, that freaks people out too. I'm like, so I don't have to say anything. I don't have to say anything. Just being in your presence is enough. Like, it's enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's just me. I'm gonna retake my test. And then see.
It changes.
It does change.
It changes.
I'm gonna see. Yeah.
Cause I think mine, when we first got married, mine was. In fact, I think me and my wife, we had the same ones, but they were just alternated. So ours were quality time and I think quality time and words of affirmation.
Actually, I know I got my test on here still.
It's like, I think one of us was the number one was quality time. The second one was words of affirmation. And for the other one, it was flipped. It was the number one was words of affirmation and quality time was second. Now mine all the way switch. Well, not all the way. Number one, no, mine's is tied.
Really?
Words of affirmation and physical touch.
Wow. So 11, quality time. 7, receiving gifts. 7, words of affirmation. 5, physical touch. But my last one was acts of service.
Oh,
like, that was a 0. Wow. That was a 0.
Wow.
And I'm one of the most selfish. Well, I feel like one of the most selfish people I know. You know, I'll give a person the shirt off my back if I had to.
You definitely will.
Yeah, because I've done it. I mean, I've done it before. Like, let me tell you a time, and this is just because, like, I don't do this to like get like clout or anything. I don't never do nothing like that. And I haven't told any. Well, I told Candace this while we were dating, because we were dating at the time I did this. So I'm at the Dollar General just when she was living across from in them apartments across from Dave Edwards. And so I'm at the Dollar General right up the corner, up in that plaza, over there where 10 Star is.
Okay.
And that plaza over there. So I'm in Dollar General, and I had just bought I bought these Pumas. Like, go ahead, you can take the rest. You can kill the rest of those if you want to.
Yep,
I got some more in my bag, but
I got some somewhere. I just can't remember where I put them.
I was in Dollar. I had just bought these Pumas. That was a nice shoe. It was. I got them off the clearance rack. It was something to wear, work, whatever. So I was in Dollar General. I was getting whatever I needed to get, and I came out. When I was in the store and I was checking out, and this guy came in. He didn't have any shoes on. So, of course, I think he had a tank top. He had no shoes on. They have a policy. You got to have shoes and a shirt. So they were like, well, sir, you don't have any shoes. Like, you can't shop. Like, what? Because you don't have shoes. And he said something. And I got big-eyed. He said, man, this is why people be robbing places. I said, oh, okay.
He went there.
And I was like, all right, I got to get the heck out of here. And so I was walking out the store, and he was like, hey, my man. He's like, oh, you think you can give me a ride up the I was like, and in my head, I'm like, excuse my language. I said, hey, Negro? I didn't say that, but I was like, after what you just said, in my head, like, what you just said in there? Ain't no way in the world you get in my car. I said, nah, man, I can't give you a ride, dude. I said, but I do I'll give you my shoes. He said, you give me your shoes, man? I said, I'll give you my shoes. Took my shoes off. Perfect fit. It was size 11. Perfect fit. He put them on. He walked. I got in my car, drove barefooted to Candace's apartment. She was like, where your shoes at? I said, well, I just gave them to this guy. He was walking. He asked for a ride. And I wasn't going to give him a ride and feel comfortable because of something that transpired in the store. So I gave him my shoes.
I wish we was live and Candace was on. I wonder how did that, they probably show her another side of who you are.
Yeah. One of the side, like, for her was I had a flat tire and she had just got her hair done. She helped me.
Yeah, y'all talked about that.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah, that right there was like, what? Mm-hmm. Like, you just got your hair done and you out here in this rain while I'm out here putting air in my tire?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just that's my, like, I mean, I've had numerous associates that have had like flat tires and stuff. I'll go out, I'll leave. But I'm still doing work. I'll like stop what I'm doing at the end of the shift, go out there, change the tire, come back in, finish up what I'm doing, and go home. Like,
end up home later than you supposed to.
Right, right. So that's just who I am, man. I've always been that way.
You always since we've been young. You've always been like that, like for real. Yeah. So I don't care what none of y'all say, Torez. I'm telling y'all, Torez is like that.
I'm like that, man. I love people. Man, regardless of who you are, what your beliefs are, I just love people, man. And I think that's really that's the heart that God placed in me, was to just, I think that's what he desires us all to be.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I think some people miss that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we get caught up in, it fits the religious jargon sometimes that we just miss.
Yeah,
we miss it. We miss the message and what God has really called us to do. And like I said, man, like I went across the street. I have two neighbors that they're gay across the street, and they had a house fire, and they're real cool guys. I go over there and talk to them all the time. I mean, when we were building a house, I ride through the neighborhood, and of course their house was like directly across the street, and it wasn't even nothing but a lot.
Yeah, like
it was just clear dirt, and I would sit there and just look at it. And I just envisioned the house, and so they were like, one of the guys, he was epileptic, so he was always in a wheelchair, and so he was out there, and they was out in the garage smoking, and it was like, hey, you building your house over there? I said, yes, sir, I'm building my house over there. And they come over, say, hey, I'm Chris, I'm Michael. Talk.
Don't be telling their names.
Oh, I'm sorry. They cool, man. They cool people. But anyway, and so they cool people, man. Well, they come over and they introduce themselves to me. I sit there and talk to them, and then I drive off. I had a couple other neighbors that we walking through the neighborhood. When they started putting the foundation and everything, I just come out there and just look at it. Like there was nothing there but just dirt, the outline of where they were getting ready to concrete and everything. There was nothing there, and I would just sit there and just look. They're like, man, I'm about to build a house, dog. I'm about to build a house. Like this is dope. And Mr. Robbie and Miss Crystal would come. They would walk through and they'd be, hey, young man, how you doing? I said, hey, I'm doing. Like, you building your house? I said, yeah, me and my fiance, we're building our house right here. I said, we'll move into it after we're married, of course. But like, they were just like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. I'm Mr. Robbie, Miss Crystal. Had them people up. And Carl was born. Invited them over to the house. Miss Crystal, whole car there. I said, yeah, this is your white grandparents. Love them to this day, man. He helped me with my yard and everything. Just
that's something we haven't really walked. We walked our neighborhood a few times, but to really just walk and kind of get to know our neighbors.
I got a lot of neighbors.
Yeah,
that neighborhood is huge. Like our neighborhood is not that big. Like our neighborhood is like it's a road, and then it's like a total of 5 roads. And so like I can walk through my neighborhood and like see everybody. It's just a big circle, but it is. It's a big circle. A big circle with some cul-de-sacs that veer off. Yeah, it's huge. This neighborhood's huge.
So I was like, I said when we moved, I wanted to. Now I did do this when we first moved. So I would get up, I go to the gym early, and when I come back, I would I run around, I think like maybe a mile and a half was my route. And while I'm running, I would just be praying for the neighborhood.
That's a good thing to do, man.
That's something. That's something I was doing, but just to actually walk around, just kind of get to know my neighbors so they can see our face.
Yeah, and so we have these neighborhood groups. I know y'all got one.
Oh yeah.
And so like my thing is like one of the things I'm actually gonna put out there soon is that we all like introduce who we are. If you're in the group, introduce who you are. We all in the same neighborhood, so I don't really care where if I live or not, but. We're just like, hey, I'm so and so from so and so street. This is my wife, my son, my other son, whatever. I work for this company. That's what I do in my hobbies. So like, just introduce who you are, because one, I think that's the thing to be neighborly. So like you said, like I've said before, unfamiliarity breeds distrust. So I'm like, if you see me walking through your neighborhood, you know who I am. One of the biggest things we see is people walking through the neighborhood and people always want to ask questions about who are you, this and that. And
case in point, the situation in Colombia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know one of the biggest things for me, this was Easter, wasn't last year, it was Easter of 2019. I think that was when the Ahmaud Arbery thing happened. Of course, that happened years prior. I think was that last? It wasn't last year. It was 2019, wasn't it?
Well, I thought it was.
It was before 2019, but we didn't. When was that?
I might look it up.
But all I know is something happened.
I could have saw it like towards the end of 2019.
Yeah, was it then in 2019?
I'm about to find out.
I can't remember.
Just keep going.
Something happened. Something happened, and in the neighborhood, we were doing. They were egging people's houses. Now, not like physically egging. They would put eggs in your yard, and they put a sign on your door that said, "Hey, you've been egged. Pass it along."
He was killed February 23rd, 2020.
Really?
Yeah.
So what happened? So I'm trying to figure out what happened then.
In 2019.
What happened? It might have been last year. I'm not sure. Wait, he died when?
It said February 23rd.
Okay, so it might have been last year. I'm sorry, my timing might be off. So it might have been last year because that was before COVID got
right before COVID.
There we go. So yeah, that was it. It was last year. My bad, guys. My timing is off. Anyway,
expecting a newborn.
Yes, expecting a newborn. So they would go around like putting eggs in people's yards, and they tape a sign to the door to say, "Hey, you've been egged." So if you have kids, you go out there. The kids open the eggs, candy and money or whatever. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, one, you had to have egged my house before it was light outside. So I'm sitting there like, well, the only time I could be able to egg somebody's house is when it's early morning, before the sun really comes up. And I'm sitting there like, I'm a black man. There's no way in the world I'm about to do this. There's no way in the world I'm about to do this. Because
at all.
Last thing I need is somebody. I mean, I could have went out there and, a little, a bright vest on or something. Yeah. Like I wouldn't be trying to hopefully the thought process will go through somebody's head is this guy's not trying to break into my house when he's wearing a reflector vest for Jesus' sake. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Cam's like, you're not going to do it? I was like, no. I said, I'm not going to do that. I said, you see the climate and stuff right here. I was like, last thing I need is to be out there in somebody's yard, putting some eggs out there. Somebody sees black man outside, pull shotgun, now I'm, that's what went through my head. Now, some people were like, well, that's kind of ludicrous, but you gotta look at the scope of everything. yeah, I know I'm not supposed to live in fear, but I also understand that I gotta be smart about some stuff too.
Wise.
There it is, wise. And so, and I was like, dang, like, I wish I could have participated, and I should have. Maybe I could have went about it different, where I would maybe knocked on the door and was like, hey, you got like that's a weird question to ask people, but like, hey, you guys have kids? I know we're doing this egg thing in the neighborhood. Maybe I could egg your house, when the kids are still asleep. Just let you know, like if it's fine with you, I could have probably done that. Got to know some people. It had I been familiar with my neighbors, I could have been like, hey guys, we're doing this egging thing, and I know you guys have kids, and I want to know if I could put some eggs out in y'all's yard for your kids to open up or whatever. They're probably like, yeah, that's fine. I say, sorry, so cool. What I'll do is I'll come early in the morning, tomorrow or whatever date. I'll just put the eggs in the yard and I'll leave. I could have probably done that. That would have been smart, but
I mean, that would have been a wise thing, just because of the climate that we have today. Yeah. I know when I used to run and pray, by the time I got back from the gym, it was already bright.
Yeah,
like the sun was starting to come up, so I was like, okay. Had I did it and it was still kind of dark, and that might have caused the issue.
Yeah, so. It could have, and it sucks. Like, but my thing also is, like I said, unfamiliarity breeds distrust. And it's, do we really take the time to know who our neighbors are in our places of residence?
But we could also take that to even a more broader.
Yeah.
Do we take the time to get to know people around us in general?
Exactly.
Not just our neighbors.
Are we stuck in that echo chamber?
There we go.
There it is. I have this conversation with people at work all the time.
It's a conversation that needs to continually be had.
It has to be had. Like, I mean, I have people always ask me, they're like, Torez, you're so upbeat, you're this, and that. Like, what do you believe? I'd be like, do you really want to know what I believe? I was like, are you just curious, or do you really want to know? So I don't want to know. I said, all right, well, disclaimer here. What I say has no bearings on my job and how I treat you at my job.
Have you ever had people in upper management ask you this?
No,
or more so just your.
This is my associate. This is ground level. And management won't go there. Management never really seeks that out, and it would be a weird question. Like, I would kind of be adamant about. I wouldn't be adamant, but I would be adamant about. I'm like, why are you asking me this question? And so, but on the floor level, it's like, all right, whatever. I taught these conversations. I have conversations with people all the time, and then I'm like, yeah, this is my beliefs. I'm a Christian. I believe this, and this. Well, how you? And then they always go to the gay marriage thing. Like, how do you feel about gay people? I'm like, I love gay people. They're like, I said, but you're a Christian. I'm like, and I said, I might not agree, but I still love you.
Right.
But people don't get that.
Nope.
They always want to attribute my disagreeing with the lifestyle with me hating someone. That's not true at all, because you can change that if you want to. People are like, well, that's why. I understand that. That's okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's fine. But I've seen ex LGBTQ people.
Yep.
So they changed. I was like, if I have a brother that commits murder, do I hate him? No, I still love him. I hate the act.
Yep.
It's like, who God created us. As a human being, I am to love you, regardless of your stuff.
Yep.
Understand that. Grasp that. Some people don't want to grasp that because they always want to be an alt about something.
Okay. With that particular, with those who choose to, you say that's who you are. Fine. We're not. I'm not debating it with you. We can have that conversation.
Yes.
If that's what you choose to do, what do you say to those that? I lost my train of thought that quick.
It come back.
Yeah, it will.
It come back.
I guess. Do you know how? I'm trying to be tactful in how I say this too.
Oh, I understand that.
So you choose to be in the lifestyle. That's your choice. We don't fault you at that at all. We might not, like you said, we might not agree with it.
Right.
But you as a person, hey, I'm still cool with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't agree. I just don't particularly agree with that. Have you ever had somebody that's tried to give you some retaliation or some pushback that's trying to justify why they're in that particular lifestyle?
I personally have never, but I also am like, why you want to push back? Because I don't agree with it. I'm not doing anything to hinder you from that lifestyle. So why is there pushback?
That's the thing.
Like, I don't set up. I can't, like, I could if I wanted to, but I'm not in a position of power to hinder you from being able to do anything.
Right. Because we all have our own will and we can make our own choices.
That's it. Now, when you have systems that are constructed to hinder people because of something like that, that's when it becomes an issue. That's when I think it should be an issue.
Okay, so elaborate on that just a little bit.
Okay,
just so in case somebody's listening or watching.
Okay, so let's think about post-slavery. So just because people were black, you know, you had a system that was oppressive.
Jim Crow.
Yeah, Jim Crow. So you could do this. You can't do this. You can't drink here. You can't eat here. If you want food, you got to go out back and get it. Like, so now, just because of a person's skin, there's a system that says we can allow you to do this. Let's flash forward to the LGBT movement. So now you have people that they want civil rights, which y'all have them, because everything is in the civil rights bill pertains to you guys as well. And a lot of people don't know that. I was like, we don't need all these other laws and stuff, like bills and stuff passed, because everything's covered under civil rights. Read it. Everything in there is covered under the civil rights. So you don't need the Equality Act. We don't need all that. Fair housing, all that stuff. Now, you should be able to have fair housing.
Yeah. Healthcare.
All that. Anything that someone who is heterosexual, whatever, under the civil rights bill, all that stuff is in there for you guys to have.
Yeah.
Now, if the governmental system says no, you're not covered under that, that's a problem.
Okay.
Because these people have a right to live. They have a right to live, and I believe that true love gives less choice. True love gives a choice. God will never force anything on us. Now, I believe things conspire to get our attention.
Of course.
To lead us back to his will.
But totally believe
we have a choice.
Yep.
So if I say, God, I don't want nothing to do with you, he will be okay with that. Now he'll be angry, he will be grieved, yes, but he will be okay. Like, look, hey, I gave you free will, by all means. Now I do believe that things will happen along the way that are gonna be like he'll tap you on the shoulder, whisper in your ear.
Yep.
After a while, he's gonna smack you upside the head, and he might kick you a couple times to get your attention. You know, but ultimately, if I don't want to honor who he is and worship who he is, that's my choice.
Okay. And we just
having a conversation.
We just kicking and just having a conversation.
There's no structure to this whatsoever
at all. So y'all might hear us go really all over the place. Y'all just kind of seeing, y'all really seeing how we talk on the phone.
This is how we talk. This is how we talk.
Okay, so like you just said, so God, you go left field, he'll be trying to do all kinds of stuff to really get you back on.
Yes.
But because of our choices, we can choose to ignore it.
Yeah.
Or we can get right.
Jonah.
I'm about to say.
Jonah. I'm sorry. Jonah.
Noah got in the boat.
I was thinking Jonah, but I said Noah. So, I mean, look at Jonah. Sorry. look at Jonah. Look, guys. It's been a long week. It's only Wednesday.
Noah built the boat and got in the boat.
He got in the boat. Now, Jonah got in the boat.
He got in the wrong boat.
So, like you said, God said, go to Nineveh.
He went to Tarshish.
Got on the boat.
He had to pay the fare.
And then what happened?
You got to pay for your wrong choices.
It is. I pay for your wrong choices, and people don't realize that. Like, but what's the beautiful thing about that? God doesn't give us the full brunt of what we deserve.
That's true. I don't disagree with that, but This could take it to an even deeper. Mm-hmm. So the longer we keep going in our wrong choices.
Now I think it gets worse because look at what happened eventually. He got tossed off the boat.
Yeah.
He almost drowned.
Yep.
Fish swallowed him. Now, God got his attention.
Yeah.
The angel appeared to him.
But see, he got it right.
He got it right. Now, had he not gotten it right, he probably would have stayed in that belly of that monster.
And he probably would have died.
And there you go.
So,
because the ultimate thing about sin is it's death.
Yeah. The wages of sin is death.
There it is.
Romans, 3:23, I think, somewhere around in there. Okay, so what about when you keep going? Mm-hmm. One thing I don't hear us talk about a lot, I think it's in Timothy, where it talks about you end up having a seared conscience. Mm-hmm. And I think it's in Romans, where it talks about you end up having a reprobate mind. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, why don't we
talk about that?
We don't talk about
the reprobate mind.
The reprobate mind,
let's elaborate what a reprobate mind is for those who don't know.
If I'm going off memory, if I'm not mistaken, from the Greek, it basically means your mind is just all the way turned over to evil. It's like you're gone. You're out there. You have no inkling about God. You are almost an enemy of Him. That's going off memory. Let me see if it's in the study Bible. Don't you know no? Don't you know no? Yeah, I'm trying to. I think it's got the.
It's basically you don't have any wanting to do things of God.
Yeah, at all. Like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Literally. Yeah.
What you get?
Oh no, I'm just looking at just like some like this is five warning signs of a reprobate mind.
Read it.
So one is suppressing the truth of wickedness. And it gives you Romans 1:18. The wrath of God is being revealed from heaven against all the godlessness and wickedness of people who suppress the truth of their wickedness. A person has a knowledge of the truth, but chooses to reject it by their wicked actions, willfully rejecting God. And it goes Romans 1:21. For although they know God, they neither glorified Him as God nor gave thanks to Him. Mm-hmm. The person with the reprobate mind is aware of God's existence. They just choose to operate as if He doesn't exist. Offering redirected worship. They exchange, and it was Romans 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. They exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshiped and served created things rather than the Creator. This person has switched their object of affection. In their foolishness, they choose to worship the things they see, which are created, instead of the one who made them, who is the Creator. Number 4, having no limits or restrictions on sinful behavior. They have become filled with every kind of wickedness, evil, greed, and depravity. They are full of envy, murder, strife, deceit, and malice. They are gossips, slanders, God-haters, insolent, arrogant, and boastful. They invent ways of doing evil. They disobey their parents. They have no understanding, no fidelity, no love, no mercy. And that's Romans 1:20. That's 1:29 through 31. The person who possesses a reprobate mind has taken the restrictions of their sinful boundaries. Take off the restrictions of their sinful boundaries. Nothing is off limits. Number 5 is demonstrating no desire to change. Although they know God's righteous decree that those who do such things deserve death, they not only continue to do these things, but also approve of those who practice them.
Wow.
And that's Romans 1:32. It says this person not only will hold on and continue in their wicked behavior, they will encourage others to follow suit. In fact, they will applaud those who follow after them in their degradation.
Wow. So, yeah, reprobate. I wonder why we don't really talk about that a lot.
That's a good question. That's a really good question. Why don't we talk about that?
Cause me and you was growing up.
Oh, they talked about that, boy.
You heard about you heard the reprobate mind. You heard about put away. You gotta die to your flesh.
Yes.
We heard about it all.
The times have changed, man. Like, it talks about in the Bible, the New Testament, it talks about you'll have the people want their egos, like you just
have itching ears.
Itching ears. Like, you want to hear things that
make you feel good.
There you go. And we see a lot of that. We see the prosperity gospel.
Hyper grace.
That right. Like, stuff like that. Like, we don't talk about we want to talk about that, when you find God, when you find Christ, he's gonna take all this stuff away. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that to an extent, but we don't talk about suffering and remaining faithful.
But it's also a good bit of the scripture, because Jesus, when he died on the cross, mm-hmm. he dealt with sin.
Facts.
So the power of sin is done. He did away with that.
Right.
However, there are things within us mm-hmm. that we have to do our part.
We have to crucify those things.
We have to make those changes. Paul said, I think it's in Colossians, I'm all going off the top of my head. Mortify the deeds of your flesh. Mm-hmm. So it means you got to do that.
Yeah.
Paul said, I think it's in 2 Corinthians, come out from among them and be ye separate.
Right.
So that's putting a responsibility on you.
Right.
Present your body as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable.
There it
like
is.
The responsibility is being placed on us.
Because you got to think about it. Christ could not have died for sin if he was sinful.
Right.
He was the clean vessel, not having spot or wrinkle, that took on all of the sins of any generation. Yep. He took them upon himself and said, look, I'm going to take this on. I'm going to die for it so you can have, freedom from sin, mm-hmm. grace, and mercy, and bring you back into the family.
Yep.
Like, you got to, we have to be able to crucify those things inside of us, those desires, those wicked desires, those whatever it is. We have to be able to kill those things. We have to.
I think we don't. I guess too another. I guess I could say. I don't want to say the church is an error, but I think one thing we've lacked in doing.
No, we operate in error sometimes. I ain't gonna lie about it.
Okay.
Let's be real. We operate in error sometimes.
I think a lot of times, even us growing up, you can't be doing this. You can't be out here having sex. You can't be out doing. I think, but true, we're not supposed to be doing that. But we teach people to run from the sin mm-hmm. without teaching them also run to Jesus.
Right.
Because when we run to him,
you need to be running to something.
Exactly. Because it's in all of us.
Yeah.
We're gonna worship something.
Right. Because you could run from one sin, run to another sin.
Exactly.
Who are we running to?
Who can I run to?
Exactly. If
there's a perfect song for that.
It's a perfect song. Didn't they turn that? Didn't they turn that to
somebody?
They did it. They did. I think it was the same group. I think they just kind of made it. I don't know. Anyway, but
when I need love.
Right.
Okay.
But so the thing is like when you run from something, you run to something else. So if I'm running from lust, I might be running to drugs. What am I running to?
Or drinking.
There you go. Like, you gotta have a you gotta have a set destination.
Looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of my faith.
There it is. We don't teach that. Now, a lot of times when we were growing up, we never got a why.
Yeah.
So why we weren't supposed to do certain things. Yeah. And like I tell, we've said this before. If you don't know, just say you don't know. Yeah. Say, hey, let's figure it out together. Like, that's the thing. Like, people like pride. Guys, kill that pride that you don't know something and try to make up something. And I see where you're going in your head there. We've already addressed that.
Yep, I'm not going there.
We are not going there.
That's why you bought, bro. That's why you bought, bro.
I already do that. God knew where it went when I said it. But facts though, like, dog, like, come on, like, when you don't know something, it's okay to say I don't know. Like, I'll tell Carter Herbie, I don't know.
Yeah.
But let me find out. And I tell my associates, my new associates at work, if the person that's training you can't answer it, y'all come find me or a key associate. And if I can't answer it, I would definitely find a way to answer it. And it's like, that's just laying that down, letting that pride down and be like, look, I don't know. But like you said, like we sometimes we stay away from certain things because one, you want people to fill the pews,
mm-hmm.
you know. And I say, like, we can't sell, we cannot shortchange the gospel for popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do that, because when you do that, you are leading people to a half truth.
Yeah.
And a half truth is a whole lie. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Ain't no such thing as white lies. It's a lie.
A lie is a lie.
A lie is a lie.
Just like it ain't no big sin and no little sin.
It's sin.
Sin is sin.
Facts. I don't care if you a murderer. In God's scales is weighs just as much as a little lie.
You go to hell for both of them.
Exactly. So I mean, yeah, we can't shortchange the gospel for popularity.
Right.
We can't do that, because when you do that, then you dive into the industry.
So
ministry.
We definitely. I can't wait for us to have that conversation.
I'm still trying to construct how to go about that.
So why do we? Don't even let me say why. Why do we do that? We're trying to be popular. Mm-hmm. Okay, we just said a lot of times people will, they were under drugs or under this or under that. Instead of when you're trying to come away from that stuff, you need to be running to Jesus. Mm-hmm. In the midst of us running to Jesus, some are still trying to seek that popularity,
definitely,
that fame. Mm-hmm. What do you think is? Is it a pride issue? Is it an arrogance where they want the spotlight, or do you think it's also it's a submission issue? It's still a void. Or do you think it's still a void in some people?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. I mean, we've seen platforms, we've seen churches be built off of insecurity because your father and your mother didn't love you the way you desired.
Yeah.
So you find a way to cope with that. I mean, we see it in cases with bullying.
Yeah.
Where the kid is not loved, so they figure out a way to bully up on somebody else, make themselves in a sense feel better, but it never really heals them. It gets worse and worse and worse. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are cases where you see kids that grew up in abusive homes, they turn out to be bullies, and then grow up to turn into mass murderers. Like, I'm pretty sure if we did a psychology study on some of the people that are in prisons for murder, you're gonna find something like that in their background. I guarantee it. We're not dealing with the problem.
Yeah.
If there's an insecurity there, you need to check your insecurity. If your parents didn't love you the way you desire to be loved, the Bible says that, yea, though my mother and father will forsake me,
the Lord will take me up.
All right. Now, I do believe that we do need to be in a community of people that you have a physical acceptance.
Nah, the church too fake, man. Too many fake people in the church.
Fake people in the world.
They be in there shouting, they be going out there, be treating everybody wrong. And stuff.
All right.
This is just why.
No, that's facts. That's what they say.
That's what we hear.
But my thing is, don't base your opinion of Christ off of human beings, because we get it wrong a lot of the time.
He ain't never been wrong.
He ain't never been wrong. And we don't talk about that enough. People want to base that. That's why I aim personally to change the way people look at us as believers. And that's why, like, my associates, they're like, Torez, you're not like the people that I've grew up to know who call themselves Christians. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm not conforming at all.
Right.
It's just that I understand that, look, you're not gonna believe what I believe. I gotta be okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out my truth. I'm gonna walk out God's truth. I'm gonna walk out God's truth for me.
You knew I was about to go somewhere.
I know you were. I'm gonna walk out God's truth about me, unapologetically. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to be around me. That's fine. But I'm gonna let you know, I'm gonna treat you like I treat everybody else.
Yeah. That's what I've been trying to teach. Like, that's what we try to teach our kids too, because with the whole like we talking about earlier, with the whole racial climate that we got going on today, and this is a whole nother conversation with what they're trying to introduce in the schools with the critical race theory, and all that. Like, one thing I definitely teach them.
I'm still trying to do some research on that. I haven't really got a clear cut definition of what we talking about here, because it's conflicting.
I posted a video of an interview.
Watched that. I didn't watch all of it. I need to watch the rest of it.
I mean, for the most part, I think the basic tenets of it is, one, trying to teach kids to look at people and judge them by the color of their skin. Mm-hmm. And it's also trying to tell white people that they need to denounce their whiteness and all of that. But I'm like,
I can't agree with that.
No,
I can't agree with that. I can't. So are we like basically trying to teach people that white people are inherently racist?
Yeah.
So just me thinking about this. So when my 2-year-old is on the playground with a 2-year-old white kid, they're having fun. They don't care about which they look like. They're just having fun. So that kid is inherently racist. From
my understanding, that's
so we don't we're not teaching that racism is something that is taught. It's something that is just ingrained in you.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I've read on it and seen so far, that's kind of dangerous. Yeah, that's the teaching of it.
Now, I'm still doing my research on this stuff.
Me too.
But if what you're saying is the gist of it, I can't agree with that.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like, because I try to teach our kids, look, everybody, you treat them all. We try to come from the MLK perspective. Judge a man by the content of his character, not by the color of his skin.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if they white, Hispanic, black. You hold everybody to the same standard.
Right.
If they're doing wrong, look, don't fool with them.
There you go.
God tell them, just like what we try to teach them that white people do black people wrong. Our own people are doing us wrong.
Yeah.
So I teach them, we hold everybody to the same standard. So you know what I'm saying? I think if we could really get that in all areas of society, we will be so much better off.
And are we talking about being able to restore people, reconciliation? Are we teaching that to people?
Because it's the whole divide and conquer.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because I mean, if we keep everybody divided on race, we're keeping the focus off of other things that's going on.
True.
So I think when Charles Barkley said that a few weeks ago during the NCAA tournament, he's like, I think white people are great.
I mean, I've met the majority of the white people that I have met in my life. I've struck up relationships with.
Yeah.
Great people.
Yeah.
Some of them people are Trump supporters. Great people.
I could care less.
I don't care. It's how you treat me. Now, people will be like, let's get out of this mindset of just because somebody might agree with one thing about a person and the rest of the stuff, they might agree with one thing, but them agreeing with that one thing makes them agree with everything that person. That is not true. That is not true.
It's like the other thing I teach my kids. Everything is a case by case situation.
That's it.
So it may be 15 things before us. Mm-hmm. Me and you may agree on 13, and we can agree on 2, and we still can be cool.
Facts.
But because of society, because of what the media's is pushing, it's just not like that. It's not.
It's either you can't agree with that, or you got to be fully against that person. You can't.
And that's
okay.
No. Real talk.
No, because some of your family that way. Then if there's something in your family that you don't agree with, just one thing. So by that mindset that you have to disown your whole entire family because you don't agree with one thing. But there could be a gazillion different things that you agree on.
Perfect example.
Talk to me.
Monique.
Okay.
When she came out with the whole boycotting Netflix stuff, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I can see eye to eye with you on that.
Right.
Recently, she getting there on all our sisters. Why y'all coming out here with all these bonnets and stuff on?
Right.
Oh, I totally agree with her on that.
Definitely.
Like, do y'all not have any pride about yourself? So no, I didn't agree with her on everything about the whole boycott Netflix stuff. Partly because I enjoyed watching Netflix, but But when it comes to coming out here wearing these bonnets, pajamas, I totally agree. Have some pride in yourself.
I think we spoke about this on Views, but that was a long time ago. But I think also, like at that point in time, she got upset because they didn't give her the money that she wanted. Well, at that time period, you're not popping like that.
Yeah,
I think they had just gave Chappelle. Well, that was like a couple years after that, maybe.
It might have been around the same time.
Around the same time, maybe they gave Chappelle all that money to do his special.
It was a Caucasian lady.
It was it Amy Schumer? Was it Amy? Was it Amy Schumer?
It might have been.
Okay, yeah, that might have been it.
And she got kind of upset about that. I mean,
well, you gotta look at it too. That she had a string of movies that came out within that year or 2 year period. So she was like popping right now.
Yeah,
like she's all over MTV and all this stuff. Like she's all over television,
right?
You know. So yeah, of course she's the hot thing right now. So I'm gonna give her this money. Now, Monique, what up until that point? What had you been doing?
Precious was like long time before that.
Exactly. So
I didn't remember her doing anything since.
Exactly.
Precious. Well, she did a Christmas movie. It was around
I can't remember what it is. See, like that, I can't remember what it was.
It had DC on Fly, and I can't remember the title of it though.
Yeah, I got you. But I mean, you gotta understand that companies are only gonna give you. They're only gonna give you what they what they feel like they can get a return on investment for.
Yep. So I mean, just to say, you know what I'm saying, just like going back to the conversation, I agree with her on the bonnets. I don't agree with her on the Netflix stuff.
Right.
It's not either or. It's just, okay, I agree with you here, but I also don't agree with you here.
I mean, it's even in marriage. There's gonna be things. Me, it's perfect example. It's like there's certain things that my wife says I don't agree with. I'm like, I don't agree with that. No. But I agree with you on all this other stuff.
I definitely don't agree with Candace and Thelma taking videos of us while we sleeping. Yeah, I'm calling both of y'all out.
She got me on that one.
That's all right. I'm
That's all right, though.
Trust me.
It's all right.
I'm gonna get her back. She gonna make sure she get her naps in while
I'm yeah. Don't sleep around me.
But yeah, I mean, society would be so much better off if we just learn to really just listen. Don't listen to try to come back with a retaliation.
Right.
Of course, it's okay to have healthy debate, but we're not even doing that now.
No, it's shut up. Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Where's the critical thinking? Where's being able to have conversation? I mean, the only way you break down certain things is by communicating. Now, I'm gonna say, like, there's always gonna be something that we disagree with.
Always.
We gotta learn to live with that, though.
You're a Colts fan. I'm a Panther fan.
Exactly.
You know
what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Panthers. Okay, whatever.
They bump you.
Panthers, whatever, man. I mean, look. Titans just got Julio.
I'm still shocked they got
bro, man. I'm sitting like, look, Colts still winning the division. Let's go all day. Let's go. Colts still winning. I'm riding with my boys. Hey, I don't care. I don't care about number 2. Whatever he wearing out there, I don't care.
That ain't him I'm worried about.
Derrick Henry.
Who is stopping that big man?
I don't know. I don't know.
Cause when he get going, it's over.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, look.
He is a monster.
Look.
Yeah. But yeah. It's okay for y'all to.
It's okay.
And we said also before too, you know, even when it goes to us having disagreements. In fact, Pop put a status up about that earlier. Like you really have an issue because somebody disagreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay for y'all to disagree.
And you really wishing bad upon people who disagree with you. That's witchcraft. You can't do that. Peace. Look, I grant you Godspeed and I go on about my business.
Especially when it comes to this whole race thing. Yes, we know it's in society. Mm-hmm. The conversation needs to be had. Mm-hmm. But why are we going out treating people wrong because they don't agree with us on everything? I don't agree with all of our people on everything that they're saying.
At all.
I think I'm good to say this. I mean one time I asked Pop about it one time, like, help me to make sure I'm not kind of going off. Because I asked him, I said, Pop, I feel like, okay, me as a black man, when I see stuff happen, mm-hmm. yeah, I get upset mm-hmm. about what I see.
Definitely.
But then on the flip side, I'm not saved because I'm black. I'm saved because I believe who Jesus is.
Facts.
And whenever my time is up here on this earth, when I stand before God, he's not going to say, well done, my good and faithful black man.
Right.
So I have to put his agenda, his word, his standard, his principles, that comes before my culture.
Correct.
My culture is important to me, but my relationship with him and what he says is way more important.
Right.
So help me to understand, am I wrong for really looking at how we were responding and what we're saying about all the stuff that's going on? Because I feel like we have gotten off. And one of the things, I'm not going to say everything he said, but one of the things he said, oh yeah, we can definitely get away from God trying to fight for certain stuff.
So when something happens, yeah, of course that we get upset. But I think at some point we have to step back and be like, all right, okay. How can we, I mean, it depends on what it is, a number of things, but like murder. So, okay, how can we fix this? How can this happen so that, I mean, what are the steps that we can take so that this doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
Like, we should be looking for ways to rectify situations so that they don't happen again.
I think also we got to get the full details.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because with the whole couple weeks ago with Ma'Khia Bryant.
Wait, what? That was the cat up in. Wait, what
that's the young girl who the Caucasian cop. He shot the girl, and everybody thought it was just another white cop shooting a black kid. But then come to find out, she's getting ready to go stab another girl.
Oh, okay, up in Ohio.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, everybody was we was all over arms about it, and then when the full details come out, we like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We also got to make sure we get all the details before we start.
There's so much. There's so much that.
Cause LeBron got in trouble. Well, he got a lot of
he got a bad blowback.
Yeah, he got a lot of backlash for that.
Because he posted the cop and he said, "You're next."
Yeah, like bro, let's get our details before we start trying to go fight for everything.
Because from the body cam footage, people like now I would never know what it's like to be a cop.
Never.
I would never know what it's like to be a cop.
Never.
And so, with that situation, correct me if I'm wrong. They were on a school bus.
Mm-mm.
No, where were they? Was she walking home or something?
I'm trying to.
No, I know. I saw the body cam footage of that happening when she was getting ready to stab the girl. And he shot her.
If I'm not mistaken, because
I'm trying to figure out the lead up to her having.
We in close time, so I don't want to go look it up. But if I'm not mistaken, it was some girls that were wanting to come and fight her or something like that. She had done went into the house to call the police.
Right, and then she
came back out with the knife.
See, now there's a teachable moment there. There's a teachable moment there. You're in the safety of your home.
Mm-hmm. Stay in
there to the cops.
You've already called the cops.
You've already called the cops. Stay in the house. I don't know what possessed her to go outside with a knife to try to physical harm, because now a cop does not know who called. All he sees is someone has a knife and is getting ready to to stab the mess out of this girl where she was going for her throat. Yeah. I saw the camera. So cop doesn't know what's going on. I see deadly weapon. Pop.
If I'm not mistaken, he said multiple times, get down, get down, get down, get down. He said it multiple times.
And she kept going. I mean, because I saw it when she came out from with the camera. She comes out of the corner. I don't know if she got pushed over and then got up.
There was somebody else.
Somebody else got pushed over.
Yeah, somebody else got pushed over.
And then she lunged at the girl, and that's when he shot her 4 times.
I think so.
Okay. So, I mean, people are like,
and then, but also too, let's think about this. I mean, okay, I'm not going to that particular organization, but we up in arms about that. But what if that would have been your child? On the one hand, okay.
Can I be honest? If my child was on the other end of that knife, was being ready to stab that cop to save my child's life.
But on the flip side, I would be sad. I would be extremely sad that my child is getting ready to inflict harm on somebody.
Now it's a parental moment.
Yeah.
Carter, what are you doing out here? Like, have I not taught you to be respectful and kind to people, even in the face of disrespect?
Yep. We teach our kids that.
I'm gonna teach my son that. Is just because someone says bad things to you, it doesn't dictate an emotional response. Because she made an emotional response.
Yep.
And got her killed.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yep.
It's very sad. Do I agree with it? No. I mean,
nobody wants that child to die.
That she should still be alive. People are like, well, he could have got the taser. I agree, but it's a highly sensitive situation. By law, deadly weapon.
And how many times have we also seen people with a taser still keep going?
Then exactly. Then
especially when adrenaline's going, and you.
Oh yeah, because we've seen guys. We've seen body cam footage of people doped up on stuff. They shooting with they just.
But even that, how many of us have gotten so mad at what we say, like we black out?
We black out, exactly.
Like you have gone to
those dark place.
There's no telling what type of strength you got when the adrenaline kick in.
And I'm not agreeing with her being shot, but at the end of the day, did he make the right decision?
I think in police terms, I think it's called it was a justifiable killing or something like that.
Yeah, because she had a knife.
Yeah,
and she was getting ready to inflict bodily harm on someone. Yeah.
But I think, Lord, we done went over an hour already. But I think that enters the conversation of like you said, talking about parenting.
I understand she was in a foster home. Yeah, I got that.
It was one group of kids basically saying they're gonna come beat up or whatever that case is.
And they were at her house.
Yeah. So what was the whole dynamic and all that? What was going on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What's causing y'all to want to have to go fight this girl?
Right.
Was it something? Are we teaching our kids to let's resolve this stuff without having to inflict harm?
Right.
Like we don't need to teach that no more now.
Do we know what our kids are doing?
Exactly. Do you know what type of
be in your kids' business?
Do you know what's going on in these text chats that they in?
Look. Carter don't know this, but when he get a cell phone, I'm gonna be able to go on one of my devices and see exactly what he doing. And I'm pretty sure they got that set up. If they don't, Apple need to do it because it will be an Apple device.
Of course.
But I need to be able to have some type of parental parameter where I can see what he's texting.
Yep.
Or I can just log in. If I could be able to log into the Apple account, and I can see what he's doing. All the text messages pop up and everything.
We do random checks.
There you go.
And then also too, like in our household, our kids, you don't go to bed with your phone,
right?
At all.
Yep.
When we say
you ain't gonna be able to delete your cookies, your history.
When we say bring the phones in there, we looking.
Bring them phones.
What's going on?
What's good?
Okay, like our son, he's got TikTok. If he posts a video, we're going to take that off. Right. You know what I'm saying? We check. So I mean, you got to be involved in your kids.
You got to be in their stuff,
because
man.
they are your God entrusted you with them. They're your responsibility.
Stop trying to. And it's all right to be your child's friend, but you don't turn that off. Like I could be your friend, but I'm your parent first.
I'm
first and foremost.
I'm friendly. I'll be
okay.
friendly.
Yeah,
I'm friendly with you right now. We can be friends when you get grown.
Friends when you get grown. I got you. I like that.
I'm friendly. I'm still a parent. Right now I'm parenting.
Right. So, but yeah,
especially during these teenage years, bruh.
I ain't there yet,
bruh.
I ain't there yet. I got a while to go,
bruh.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're a little bit over an hour. Good conversation, bro.
It was a good conversation, man.
Yeah.
It was good, man. The juice is flowing.
Yeah,
the juice is flowing.
Y'all.
We gonna tell what we talk about next week.
Nope.
All right, we hold off on that.
Y'all tune in next week. We're gonna have a
pretty good conversation.
Definitely a good conversation.
And it could be controversial.
Yeah.
It can be very controversial. I think it's a necessity.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
We're gonna have it. Y'all know us. We try to come from a biblical worldview. So we're definitely gonna we try to make sure all of our conversations are biblically based as best as we can.
Yes.
So next week's conversation will definitely we try to come from the foundation of scripture. But we do want to have this conversation and talk about it. Get you thinking. That's what we're all about. We want to get you thinking. Have these various conversations. And y'all, we're just trying to get back on the roll. We got some new content and hot content coming with y'all next couple of weeks. And of course,
about 6 episodes before Baby Day.
Yeah,
we'll probably take a
brief hiatus.
Brief hiatus. Make sure the wife,
bruh, you did. Yeah. It's almost a 1 year anniversary.
It is. Wow.
It's getting close.
So, not the month. Not well.
I think is it the end of the month?
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I think it's the end of this month.
It's the week of Juneteenth. The week after Juneteenth, right?
Yeah.
I
think so.
What was our first episode?
No, we had recorded that.
Oh, we had recorded. Yeah.
We already recorded like 4 episodes before we actually launched.
That's right. Wow.
When did we do that Zoom?
When did we do that Zoom?
I might look it up.
Wow.
I know we are definitely getting close to the 1 year.
We are. We have nothing really planned for that.
If we get the live back working right,
yes,
we can do a full.
We could.
Y'all pray for the Facebook Live. Well, we got a whole bunch of videos.
We do. Oh wow. Let me see.
We have a lot of videos on here.
Oh wow, Dak Prescott signed with Jumpman?
Really?
Jordan Brand? Bet.
So
we do have a lot of videos.
We launched that Zoom on July the 9th, 2020.
Aha. Oh, wow. July 9th?
Yeah.
So yeah, the week of Baby. The week little man will be here is wow. So that month technically that Monday. Well, no.
That's the 4th. That's the day after the 4th.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you about that after we get off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we getting close to that 1 year of High Def being
a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, y'all should go on whatever podcast platform.
Yeah.
Before we start doing video.
Yes.
Like really go back and listen to some of our content. Like we had some great conversations.
Yeah.
I really encourage y'all. You know what we should do?
Yeah.
Probably go back. It'll be a little time consuming. We'll talk after.
We'll map it out.
But yeah, y'all go check it out. We got definitely got some new content coming for y'all over the next few weeks before the baby gets here. Then we're gonna
take a little break.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure everything's situated with Candace and Torez and
we'll play it by ear.
Yeah, but we ain't going nowhere. We coming back strong.
Little man might be with me too. Carter, not Cameron.
Yeah.
We might bring him because to give wife some time away.
Yeah.
So she can bond with
me.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So.
But y'all check it out. You know, share it with your family, share it with your friends.
Like I said, go back and watch this. Go listen to some old episodes, man. Like some good content in there. If you're relatively new to the platform, go back and listen to some stuff and let us know what you think.
Leave us comments. We are on Facebook. We're on Instagram.
We gotta start posting back on Instagram. We're gonna work on it. We're working on it. Yeah, we're working on it.
You know,
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. For time's sake, we'll talk about it.
Another thing too, y'all please on whatever podcast platform, leave us a review. Like I think it's 5 stars or however many stars you choose.
Wherever you choose. If you hate it, you hate it. Yeah. If you don't, no disrespect.
Please don't.
We don't tolerate that. Tolerate the disrespect thing.
Right? Leave us a 5-star and leave us like a little like a text review. Just let us know what you think. We are always we're open for critique, or we enjoy the encouragement too.
We do. So, yeah. And share it with your friends. Share it with your friends. Share it with your people. Share it with your loved ones.
So hey, we're gonna catch y'all next week. Hopefully next time we try to go live, it'll actually work right.
Let's hope.
So, but other than that, I am Maurice.
I'm Torez.
And this is High Definition Podcast. Y'all remember to live life
from the highest definition.
We're going to catch y'all on the next episode.